Popcorn can't be beat.
Welcome to the Cinema Chat section of Filmbuff. Today we have a very special guest in the house. He is a legend in the film industry world as well as the advertisement world, and you might recognize a lot of his work with any of the Star Wars posters or the majority of the Indiana Jones posters and just about every single Muppets poster and Police Academy posters that have ever been made.
There is one artist for every couple of decades that encapsulates what film experience was for a couple of generations. And I think for my generation and the generation right before me, Struzan was the movies.
His posters are modern-day classics. That's not an opinion, it's a statement of fact.
It's not just an ad, you know, it's the first notes of the piece. It's the beginning of the story.
He's a storyteller, and that's what makes him very unique and ranks him with the great poster artists of all time.
I like Chewbacca in this one too. You can even make Wookiees look good.
It's got a wet nose, that's all you need.
You get the whole movie in looking at that one image.
And this one image really made you want to run out and see that movie.
I had to almost live up to the art that we later were going to ask Drew to create for the poster.
You've been very good to me. Very good to me.
His art creates instant nostalgia for something that you've never been introduced to before.
Masters of the Universe? I want to see this movie.
If somebody took the trouble of painting it that good, it must be worth it.
I probably never will see this movie.
They say I could draw before I could talk. It's just what I do. It's what I've always loved to do.
It's so tactile, and that's because he paints, he doesn't keyboard.
He knows every trick on the board.
He has a very distinct line.
I often pose as a youth myself.
Whatever makes you look like that, I want that shit around me.
That abstract texture, that's the merging of all those elements.
All those things add up to a feeling. I just pick those things and make that feeling.
I'm a big fan of Drew Struzan. It's beautiful work.
He's one of a kind.
He's an original.
He's amazing.
He's part of the movie experience.
Having Drew Struzan do your poster is almost worth making movies just for that.
I'm very, very excited to welcome Mr. Drew Struzan to the show. Drew.
Yay.
Thank you so much for being here. This is a big honor for me. Thank you for your time. I was saying to people that some of my favorite work that you've done is movies that aren't really well received, but the artwork is just amazing. So, like, for example, Masters of the Universe, you see the cover of that, you want to see that movie. And then you see it, and then we want to go back to the cover and recapture that again. A lot of your posters, I feel, there's so much excitement contained in them that you know that there's just life waiting to burst out, and which is why I think a lot of the work you've done with Steven Spielberg and George Lucas in particular are very, very exciting artwork to reflect on and see.
Well, I make them that way on purpose to have a job.
Yeah.
I know what my job is, and that is see the poster, want to see the movie.
Yeah, yes.
And hopefully, as you're saying, it doesn't disappoint.
Yeah, well, I have a couple of your artwork that I personally own that I wanted to maybe get some backstories on some of them, if you wouldn't mind.
Well, if I can remember.
Okay. Bernie? I want to start off with, out of my collection, the more recent one, Mallrats. This one also has Kevin Smith's signature right down there on the bottom left. I actually got him to sign that.
Okay.
Yeah, I got him to sign that the weekend after we almost lost him. That heart scare that he had. Yeah, and it was a really.
Well, you know who owns the original.
Of course, yeah. What was? How did he approach you about this? What was his pitch to you on how to create this? I would assume it's probably something along the lines of, can you make a comic book cover?
Yeah. Well, you're thinking that this is a more recent one, and it is not.
The more recent one of Mallrats, or more recent of my collection?
More recent of my work.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh. It was a long
I think
time
this
ago.
is 95. The movie itself is 95.
Oh. Well, I don't know. Looking at it now, I seem to recall he says he wants it to look like part of the picture is the comic book cover.
Yeah, and it has the great Stan Lee there on the bottom right.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great capture of him. And yeah, I'm a big fan of this. I was wondering if maybe after some of these you wouldn't mind signing them for me.
Oh, that's why I'm here.
That's why you're here.
Okay.
Wherever you want.
Let's see. I wasn't prepared to sign anything.
I can sign it for you,
Okay.
and then that way it shows that we can sell it like you did it. We can sell the idea like you signed it for me.
Well, this is a funny place to sign it, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's hard for me to tell people that he signed it. All right.
How's that?
Fantastic. I'll move on to the next poster right here.
Oh.
We can just talk about this one real quick. This is a very popular image of Hook from 1991, Steven Spielberg. You got Rufio there in the bottom right, the pirates on the left. I love Dustin Hoffman and Bob Hoskins in particular in this movie, so your capture of them here is really, really good. How did you approach this? Now, when you do these posters, do they come to you with pictures, and you kind of just go off the pictures or certain ideas?
Well, Steven Spielberg was a director,
Uh-huh.
and we've done it for a long time. First time I worked with him was. Now I'm losing my memory.
Was it E.T. or Close Encounter? Was it E.T.? Yeah.
Yeah. So this was fun because they had done an advance poster of just the hook.
Just the hook, yeah.
You know,
I didn't even think it said hook. It was just the hook.
Just the hook. But this was Sony's first endeavor in the American movie market, and so they got the best people, according to them.
Yes.
To be in their movie and to make the movie, which was Spielberg, and
Robin Williams and Dustin Hoffman.
Everybody here,
yeah.
You know. So.
Yeah. This is
because it was the first outing.
Uh-huh.
They couldn't make up their minds, and so Steven got me in there. We did it. This was the most fun I ever had making a movie. Making part.
Oh, really?
Part of a movie, because they were shooting it in Hollywood on the lot. And they had the boat sitting on the water on the set.
Yeah.
And they had, me and my
Huge
wife
set.
got to see everything, and they showed us around, and then they were shooting, and they said, okay, bring your comps in and show them to Steven on the set. So we walked in on the set, and he's sitting in the tree.
In the outfit?
In the outfit.
As Peter Pan.
And they say, stop, hold everything. So I come in and I lay out all my drawings. And me and Steven stood there for like an hour, and everybody's standing there going...
That's great. That's great, yeah.
So we did that twice.
Yeah, it's absolutely...
And the second time he was on blue screen, so he's just standing there for an hour. He never figured out who that guy was. He could put an end to the movie making, but it was such a hassle with that it never even came out in time to open the movie.
Really?
But it was late.
Yeah.
But it is the poster.
Yeah,
for
it is.
the movie.
It is the cover of the VHS, the DVD, and
Yeah.
all of it. Yeah, it's
Well,
the,
they
it's
all
the
loved
image.
it. And even this old guy here, he didn't like his original portrait.
And I saw
Did you hear that?
I didn't hear the story, but I did see the original where he has a different glance, and Smee, I believe, has a different.
No, just him.
It was just Hook. Yeah, I do remember seeing
her.
that.
I changed her
That's-
7 times.
That might be what I'm. Of course. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So he looked at it and he says, "It's not that it's bad. I don't think it's my character." So he says, "Come over to my house and I'll show you." So I went up to his house in Brentwood, invited me in, and we talked for a couple hours and befriended each other. And he modeled for that, and then I got it right for him.
That's right.
But that was fun. So,
Yeah, very classic poster.
Okay, this is me.
Really?
This is my son. This is my wife. So we're all a part of this.
Yeah. I saw that you do that sometimes. Even the Indiana Jones, you had gotten dressed up, right, as Indiana Jones and took the pictures as Indiana Jones.
Every Indy I painted, which was all of them, was me from here down and Indy from here up. Or Harrison.
That's so interesting.
Well, they don't. They make the advertising long after the movie's finished, and they change their looks, they change what they're doing.
Yeah.
So
you got to be ready to
I get
adapt.
the photos that were appropriate for the movie, and picked out the best ones. And then I took the pose. And
that's great. Yeah, this is a classic.
It's crazy.
You don't have to sign it if you don't want, but
well,
they're actually. I think is in every one that you have there is your signature.
Yeah, well, early on I wasn't allowed to sign the posters.
Really?
As a distraction.
Really? I think it's like the final.
As it went on,
they wanted it.
When I didn't sign it, then they said, "Hey, you got to sign it."
They want the stamp. Yeah. But this is another one I've had for 20 or so years.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to ruin it.
Perfect. Thank you. Now it does get better as far as my personal collection. And I'll tell you. Thank you, Bernie. All right. Let's talk about this iconic image. Now I've actually heard that some people can't even think about the series without thinking about these looks.
That's what I hear too.
Yeah, that it's always, and I have the soundtrack on cassette with Michael J. Fox looking. It's looking at the watch that image that you had kind of helped create with Michael J. Fox, who was also a big fan of yours. I had heard.
Yeah.
When you met him. Yeah. But this is Back to the Future to me.
Well, Back to the Future. These two guys. It's the only time the actors actually posed for me.
And I got to see some of those stills.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big fan of Christopher Lloyd and his portrayal of Doc Brown, but I love this one in particular. It's the two central characters. You can't really tell where they are in time, but you know that they're having a crazy adventure. And as time goes on, the family grows. But this is, to me, part 2. I love this poster. The color, the shade, everything about it is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
We'll go to the last one here real quick. This is literally my favorite poster of all time. Is the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Now, if I can explain why, just real quick here, there's a lot going on in this poster. So we
For being so simple.
Yes,
as opposed to nowadays where everything's going on and it says nothing.
Yeah. And when you have tackled Indiana Jones before this, he was in this heroic pose, and you kind of get this idea of who he is more than an archaeologist. But
well, that was an introduction.
Yes.
To the series.
But now that we know who he is, we can just kind of put his handsome face right over there and start introducing his father. And these new characters. And ironically enough, I don't know if this was done on purpose, but the villains are on the bottom and his allies are on the top. And there's just so much going on in the middle there.
She's not a villain.
She, spoiler alert, turns into a villain.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry for spoilers. 20-year-old movie or so. But go see it if you haven't seen it. But yeah, this is the one. This is the one for me, and I'm just such a huge fan of... I look at this every morning. I love it. It's my favorite poster you've done. It's my favorite movie poster that exists. All your Indiana Jones posters are very unique, but this is the one for me. But any special stories about this installment? Sean Connery or...
Well, having done all of them, I don't know which is which anymore.
They're all one giant beautiful movie. But
it's signed.
Yeah, it is signed. But yeah, all right.
It's nice because I worked with Steven on every one of them.
On every one.
And
you did a teaser one. Did you of this? A teaser one?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But this was nice because I got to meet Harrison. They very rarely do I meet them, but when I met him, he said, I talked to him on the phone once, and he said, thanks for the bod. So he knew it wasn't his bod.
You'd be like, hey, you're welcome, it's mine. Yeah, I know he was very complimentary of how you made him look. But yeah, this is an exciting poster to me. And,
well, the time I met him, he said, how'd it go? It's something about... he felt I was a big part of his career.
Yeah.
Just because of the way I made him look.
Yeah.
Because it looks like he looks.
Well, like Back to the Future, this kind of starts you off thinking... starts you off as to who Indiana Jones is. Mm-hmm. From this point on, you go into the theater and you go into this world. But they get sold right here. And there's not movie artistry like this anymore, or an advertisement, and I think it's beautiful.
You know why? I'm retired.
That's probably it's probably a big part.
50 years was long enough.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you coming on board and spending some time with us. Yes, thank you so much. This is an honor so much. What are the chances I can get you to sign over that?
Over it?
Yeah, or anywhere. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I'll just say there's nothing behind it.
Oh man, 12-year-old in me is just thrilled right now to own this.
You only have a 6-month-old. You don't have a 12.
This is Drew Struzan here on Cinema Chat for the Filmbuff. Thank you very much for being here. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Care.
All right, cut.
Popcorn can't be beat.